Good morning and welcome to the 7th Annual Champions of Healthcare Awards presented by your Manatee Chamber of Commerce. We are thrilled, yeah, that deserves a round of applause. Thank you. We are thrilled that you all are here to support the phenomenal individuals and organizations and programs that are making a difference in the health and well-being of our community. And for all of you, you're doing that outside of the scope of your normal day jobs. You're going to hear some amazing stories this morning about philanthropy and volunteerism, generosity, outside-the-box thinking, all in a way that helps us support our neighbors. So before we get further into our program, may I please ask you to stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. You may be seated. You probably noticed as you came in, it's a packed house this morning for our 7th Annual Awards Program. We have more than 320 of you that are here this morning to celebrate in the middle of the summer, and we are grateful for that support. You'll hear more when Matt LaPointe, our MC, joins me on stage about the nomination process and our finalists, but we are going to be honoring so many people here this morning. Many of you are walking around with name tags that make you look like 3-star generals, so we are deeply appreciative of the sponsors that help make this type of an event possible and allow the Chamber to celebrate the healthcare industry, which is so critical to not only the economic health and growth of our community, but is there anything more important to our quality of life than the health and well-being of our friends and family and our neighbors? So thank you for that. And so please take a notice of folks' name tags. And as you see, our sponsors and certainly our nominees and our finalists who also have ribbons on their name tags, please thank them for the work that they're doing. Congratulate them on the honor of being nominated and being finalists as well this morning. We do have a number of sponsors, as I mentioned, that make an event like this possible, and so if you will please allow me to honor them here from the podium, hold your applause until the end. You'll see their logos scrolling on screen as well, but please allow me to do that. First and foremost, our presenting sponsor, Regions Bank, Gerhard Toth and his team. Regions has been the presenting sponsor of this award since its inception 7 years ago. So to the Regions Bank team, thank you so much. We could not do this without you. I hope you all saw the green bike, the infamous or famous, I guess you should say, green bike in the lobby. We are giving that away as soon as we're done with breakfast this morning. So if you didn't drop a card in the fishbowl on your way in, don't worry. Chamber staff will walk around when we take our break for our breakfast service, but we're going to have someone go home with that green bike today. So again, Gerhard and the Regions Bank team, thank you so much. Our Youth Volunteer Award sponsor also been with us since the beginning of the awards, our Florida Blue team, Lynn Ryan, thank you so much for Florida Blue's support of the Champions of Healthcare Awards. And our program sponsor, Tidewell Hospice, the Tidewell team, Paula Hancock, thank you all so much. We had 10 corporate sponsors this year that allowed, again, us to put on a stellar event. We've got All Trust, Steve Hall and his team, Blake Medical Center, Randy Curran, Lisa Kirkland, the folks from Blake, Center State Bank, Cindy Dennison and the Center State Bank team, Coastal Eye Institute, Heather Kennard, Encompass Health, we've got Marcus Bragg with us this morning and the team from Encompass Health, Lakewood Ranch Medical Center as well, which has a big celebration coming a little bit later on their campus. Andy Guz and the team at Lakewood Ranch Medical Center, Christina Sparacino, thank you so much. Manatee Memorial Hospital, Kevin DeLallo, Vernon Desir, Betty Chambliss. Also the Manatee Memorial Foundation was a supporter today too. Our friends at LECOM, Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine, Dr. Kaufman, Joel Whelan, thank you so much for your ongoing support for the awards. State College of Florida, Dr. Todd Fritsch and the team at SCF, and Suncoast Behavioral Health, Brandy Hamilton and her team, thank you. You too have been on board since the inception of the awards. Could we give them a round of applause, please? We also have a number of supporting sponsors that help us in ways both big and small to put on the event. Certainly our team from Manatee Educational Television, Charles and Chris and Richard and the team from METV. They have told me that if not today, the full broadcast of today's awards celebration will be available on their YouTube channel tomorrow. It may even be today. What we will do at the Chamber is we will send a link out to all of the attendees after the fact so that if you would like to share this award celebration with your network, you'll be able to do that, and the Chamber will email you all as soon as that's available. Our printing sponsor, Minuteman Press, Justin and Christy Phillips, thank you all so much. The Grove, of course, the ballroom here, Knock and Jackie and the entire Grove team have been helping us all day yesterday, and they will be treating us to a delicious breakfast this morning. We were thrilled to be back here at the Grove, and Manatee Fruit Company and Cortez Floral for the lovely flowers. So if, again, you could give one more round of applause for those supporters. You all probably noticed you get to go home with presents today. So we've got great goodie bags. Again, those same sponsors that we just went through donated items for a great goodie bag there in front of you. So please be sure to take that with you and enjoy a lot of healthcare related items in there. I know everything from sunscreen to hand sanitizer to mini first aid kits and lots of things in between. So we have a wonderful goodie bag thanks to those sponsors. There's a special group of investors in the Chamber that we take every opportunity to thank and honor, and that is our Chairman's Circle, particularly our Platinum members. You'll find them in the program as well, but if you'll allow me to please quickly run down our Platinum members. They make the very highest investment in the Chamber, and we are deeply appreciative of their support of our mission. Blaylock Walters, Center State Bank, Carr Riggs Ingram, DMA Digital Marketing Agency, Manatee County Government, Manatee Memorial Hospital, MCR Health, All Care Options, the Mosaic Company, NDC Construction, the Pittsburgh Pirates, Bradenton Marauders, Raymond James and Associates, Bruce Body, and Sarasota Bradenton International Airport. I also have a couple of elected officials who have joined us this morning, and we are grateful for their support of the healthcare industry. We have Manatee County School Board member Charlie Kennedy, as well as Manatee County Commissioners Misty Servia and Carol Whitmore. Thank you for your service and your willingness to serve us in such a public way. We appreciate your support. Some people ask, why would the Manatee Chamber of Commerce put on healthcare awards? There's really nothing that exists like this in our surrounding areas, and more than 7 years ago, our healthcare committee, which is one of the largest chambers, largest committees, it was an early morning for us, I apologize. One of the largest committees at our chamber were recognizing the importance of celebrating all of the good things that are happening in healthcare. As I mentioned earlier, the healthcare industry is one of the largest employers in our community. They support so much of the economic growth, and again, nothing's more important to our quality of life than access and ability to support our healthcare and well-being. And so the Chamber's Healthcare Committee serves in a number of roles in advising our board of directors on healthcare policy. And so if you are a member of the Chamber's Healthcare Committee, could you please stand and be recognized? These folks get together every month, sometimes more than once a month. I know no one ever wants to stand. Would you all please stand and be recognized? And then one other group that I want to have stand are our nominees. As I mentioned, we have more than 70 nominations that came in for the awards this year. You will hear from a number of those that we will be announcing today, our winners. But it's so important to recognize every nominee for these awards because they're doing phenomenal work. It was such a difficult judging process for the team that was put together for that. But if you were nominated, you got your own ribbon so you can look down and be reminded. If you're a nominee this year for the Champions of Healthcare Awards, could you please stand? There should be a lot of people standing. Tables full of people should be standing. There were too many of you that were shy because a lot more folks should have been standing. Before we allow the Grove to serve us a delicious breakfast this morning, I would invite Christy Cardillo to come forward, and she will share an invocation with us. Then we will take a break to enjoy our breakfast and be back with you in just a few minutes. Christy?
Thank you, Jackie. If you would, bow your heads with me. Dear God, we give thanks for your hand in making today's celebration possible. Please continue to guide each of us as we seek to use your example as divine creator and healer to make our community even stronger. God, we thank you for the unique talents and gifts you've bestowed upon us. May we use them in ways that promote peace and well-being in our world, our country, and Manatee County. We pray for our first responders, nurses, doctors, allied health professionals, and everyone who touches the lives of patients and their families, often at their time of greatest need. We ask for your blessing on this event, on our elected officials, and our Chamber of Commerce. May we use our influence in ways that strengthens our servant hearts. Please bless the food that is coming before us and the hands who have made it all the way back to the farmers in the field. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Please enjoy your breakfast, and we'll be back with the program in just a few minutes. I hope you all saw Tim as he was coming around with the fishbowl, because it is now time for us to give away a coveted Regions Bank bike. But before that, we noticed at our table, we didn't move our goodie bags, our presents yet, but there is a gift of chocolate chip muffins in the center of your table. For those tables that didn't move your goodie bags, there is a sweet treat in the middle of that table, so we almost missed it at our table. But without further ado, please allow me to introduce you to Gerhard Toth and Denise Berger with Regions Bank. We are going to give away a bike.
Good morning, good morning. It's interesting that it's been 7 years and the room just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So hopefully everybody has their name here, and we'll do the drawing. Denise?
Lee Whitehurst, First Manatee Fire.
Chief Whitehurst, you have won a bike, East Manatee Fire Rescue. It's kind of like The Price is Right. You got to come down and get a picture. So come on down. We'll allow you to do that off stage.
I was talking to him and he was asking me about the bell. I owe you the bell. Congratulations.
Wonderful. We will allow them to have that celebration here off stage. And now I would like to introduce you to Matt Lapointe with Blaylock Walters. Matt is the chair of our Chamber Healthcare Committee, and he will MC the rest of our awards program this morning. Welcome, Matt.
Congratulations, Chief. Thank you, Gerhard. You gonna ride it around? It'd be kind of fun to see, wouldn't it? Well, good morning. Please continue to enjoy your breakfast while we move along with this awards program. I hope you're enjoying the breakfast. I thought it was awesome. Why don't we give the Grove a round of applause for the great breakfast this morning. Good way to start the day. As Jackie shared with us earlier, we were pleased to receive 70 nominations for this year's awards. As you might imagine, it was an extremely difficult task to select the finalists and the winners from among those 70 nominees. Every nominee is a winner. Every nominee contributes to the quality of healthcare in Manatee County. This year we had 6 individuals who had the difficult job of selecting our finalists and our winners. I know it was a difficult job because I was one of them. I was honored to serve on the panel this year. The choices were very challenging, I know these nominees and finalists will very likely be nominated again for the amazing work they do in our community. Please help me thank our judges as I ask each of the judges to stand. Christy Cardillo of Carr, Riggs and Ingram, Karen DeSimone of Manatee Memorial Hospital, there's Karen, Shauna Francis of Blake Medical Center, Steve Hall, All Trust Insurance, and Valerie Vale of the Manatee County Medical Society. Thank you very much. So now I have the distinct honor of introducing the 21 people, programs, and institutions who were selected as finalists for this year. I ask that each of the 21 stand and remain standing. Please hold your applause until all 21 of our finalists have had a chance to stand up. In the adult volunteer category, we had 3 finalists: Leonard Higley of Lakewood Ranch Medical Center, Dr. Jenna Kazel of Florida Surgical Clinic, and Dr. David Miller of Pharmedico Pharmacy. In the, we can do it that way. We'll clap after each. In the innovation and research category, we had Dr. Richard Bunshu of Coastal Orthopedics, Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, Manatee Memorial Hospital, and Dr. Fabian Ramos of Ramos Center for Interventional and Functional Pain Medicine. In the institution and program category, Blake Medical Center's Stop the Bleed program, the Eye Center Inc. Vision Foundation, and MCR Health's Reach Out and Read program. In the Allied Health Professional category, Runa Badal of Florida Department of Health, Manatee County, James Crutchfield, Manatee County Department of Public Safety. They're standing, right? I haven't been checking to make sure they're standing. We want to make sure they stand. And Shawnice Lee of Tidewell Hospice. There's Shawnice. In the nurse category, we have Nathan Hansen of Blake Medical Center, Dr. Candace Smith of Manatee Memorial Hospital, Cynthia Tanner of Blake Medical Center. In the physician category, Dr. Scott Clulow of Manatee Family Physicians, Dr. Stacy South of Manatee Memorial Hospital, and Dr. George Van Buren of MCR Health. In the individual of merit category, Chief Brian Gorski, Southern Manatee Fire Rescue District, Pierrette Kelly, the Patterson Foundation, Doug Wagner, School District, Manatee County. In our 2 final categories, we've already announced the winners. You'll hear a lot more about them in a few minutes, but please allow them to stand as well with these other finalists. In the youth volunteer category, Emma Bitar, a Lakewood Ranch high school student, and our Lifetime Achievement honoree, Dr. David Law. Would you please stand up, Dr. Law? Jackie reminded me Dr. Law could not be here today, but we're going to talk about him anyway. So thank you very much, all the finalists, for the work you do. The judges really did struggle in choosing who the winners were going to be. So I have the honor of announcing the winners in the first several categories. After each winner is announced, they'll make their way up to the stage. We'll share a video that highlights some of the accomplishments and impacts that these champions of healthcare are having on our community. I also welcome the winners to say a few words, and let's get on with the show. So our first category this morning is adult volunteer. This category recognizes an individual in our community who volunteers for the betterment of the health of the people in our community. The nominees in this category have generously shared their time in ways that impact patients through a number of medical facilities and nonprofits. Our winner uses his compassion and expertise to help vulnerable people in Manatee County navigate treatment and non-opioid alternatives for pain management. Please help me in congratulating Dr. David Miller, our 2019 Adult Volunteer Award winner. We asked Adele Aroser, the executive director at Turning Points, to share her thoughts on some of the ways Dr. Miller's generous volunteerism is making a difference. Please enjoy this video.
Pain. We've all experienced it in one form or another. How we deal with pain impacts not only our lives, but the lives of all those around us. I'm delighted to introduce you today to our pain management specialist, Dr. David Miller, and the generous volunteer work he's doing in our community. We all know the result of managing pain using opioids. Addiction and abuse have fueled the loss of life for many. Managing the pain of our clients in the Turning Points Medical Clinic was difficult. There were limited options for our volunteer physicians and in-house nurse practitioners. When Dr. David Miller came to us one day offering to provide alternative therapies for pain management, we were hopeful but cautious. As it has turned out, we made the right decision in having him provide acupuncture and other modalities for pain treatment for our clients, many of whom had suffered tremendously for years. This was made abundantly clear when we received a letter from one of our clients detailing the impact of Dr. Miller's therapy that it had for him. He had been suffering terribly with pain and with few resources had not been able to find any help or relief for his condition. After several months of treatment, he experienced major relief, and his letter indicated if it weren't for Dr. Miller's help, he had seriously been considering committing suicide. This is just one of many stories that clients have shared about the success they've had thanks to the care he gives at Turning Points. We feel so fortunate to have such a talented and passionate volunteer working so generously in our community. Dr. Miller truly is a champion of healthcare, and we are immensely grateful for his compassion and care for Turning Point's clients.
I'm not comfortable in these situations, like many of you, but I wanted to tell a brief story of the history of this program because it's kind of cool, and I'll be really fast. So 4 years ago, I taught a class at East West College of Chinese medicine on health and human services, and I challenged the class to come up with an actionable program. And so we gathered all our materials, and I said to the class, we're going to do this. It may take some time, but we're going to make this happen. 2 years later, I approached the Salvation Army with the protocols. They said yes, but then nothing ever happened. So I went to a local church. Took me a year, and they said yes, and then nothing ever happened. And then they finally said, yes, we're going to do this program. You can use our church. So I go to the church, and then he acts like he doesn't know me. He forgot all about what he said. So after he had said yes, I had a fundraiser at my parents' house. We raised about $3,000 or $4,000, and then we had nowhere to bring this money. So then I heard about Turning Points, and I went to Adele, and she said, oh, we love this idea. So then she was faster than me. So then in 2 months after, we were set up at Turning Points, and that place, the patients say they get better care there than they do at their doctor's office because we have doctors and physicians there that humble me. They're very talented and world-class. So we've now seen probably 1,000 patients over 2 years, and I have 2 assistants who are now licensed, Rebecca and Rachel, who helped through the whole thing. And so I wanted to have a short reading of something that's meaningful to me. And it says this: remember, no prayer goes unanswered. Remember that the moment a thing seems wrong to you or a person's actions to be not what you think they should be, At that moment begins your obligation and responsibility to pray for those wrongs to be righted or that person to be different. We have to face your responsibilities. What is wrong in our country and our city with its laws or its people? We think it out quietly and make these matters your prayer matters. You will see lives you never touched altered, laws made at your request, and evils banished. You live to serve and to save. You may never go beyond one room, yet you may become one of the most powerful forces for good in your country or in the world. You may never see the mighty work that you do, but God sees it, and evil sees it. It is a glorious life of the life of one who saves, and my fellow workers and my fellow volunteers, we together can see this more and more in the work that we do. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. Our next category is innovation and research. This category seeks to recognize a person or a program or organization whose work within their field has resulted in a breakthrough or a major development in medical or health sciences. All three physicians who were named finalists this year are leading cutting-edge care in our community. This year's winner has shown an exceptional commitment to community education, industry-wide training, and first-in-care practices right here in Manatee County within his specialty. Please help me in congratulating Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, our 2019 Champions of Healthcare Award winner in innovation and research. We have a video to share with you in which Kevin DeLallo and Candace Smith share more about Dr. Gonzalez and his work.
Dr. Gonzalez has brought the very latest evidence-based practices to support healthcare needs in our community. Specifically, his cutting-edge care in treating strokes impacts thousands of patients and their families each year. Manatee County's 2015 Population Health Survey indicated a clear need for focused attention on stroke care, and he is a leader with incredible knowledge and expertise.
Dr. Gonzalez is making a big difference in our healthcare community by his tireless commitment to training stroke care across many disciplines. He works with emergency medical services, emergency department physicians, neuroradiologists, nurses, and administrators, and others to lead a multidisciplinary team approach. He is committed to teaching others, both fellow medical professionals and our community at large. He stresses the importance of recognizing the signs of stroke so that treatment can begin and outcomes may be better.
Dr. Gonzalez has led the planning and implementation of a neurointerventional laboratory at Manatee Memorial Hospital to treat patients with thrombus, which is a clot in the brain through mechanical thrombectomy. It is a first for the care in Manatee County.
Dr. Gonzalez is also actively involved in support of organ donation. He is on the board of LifeLink of Florida. It's just one example of the generous commitment of time and expertise he gives outside of his direct medical practice.
Dr. Gonzalez is a graduate of the University of South Florida and University of Miami Medical School, with postgraduate training in internal medicine and neurology at Shands Teaching Hospital at the University of Florida. He also has the Bulls, the Hurricanes, and Gator fans all in the audience. His innovative work in stroke care makes him a champion of healthcare in Manatee County. Congratulations, Dr. Gonzalez.
Well, thank you all. I wasn't expecting to actually talk up here. Well, I'd like to thank everybody involved, because this is not just about me. This is about an incredibly talented and dedicated group of people who've allowed us, through the financial support of the hospital, the unwavering support of EMS, the nurses, the other physicians, medical students, residents, everybody that's involved in the stroke program in this county, to really help us get to the level that we need to be for the citizens of this county. We no longer have to send patients out for these sort of treatments. And the stroke population in Manatee County is only going to grow, and this is just something that we need to continue to support throughout the county. And I think that with the support of all the people in this room, we'll continue to be able to provide world-class health care and stroke care to the patients of Manatee County. Thank you.
Our next category is the institution and program category, designed to recognize the impact of a facility or a business or nonprofit or a school or government agency, a program within an institution, for that program's impact on the healthcare in our community. Our winner this morning is focused on helping those who can't afford care, especially children. Their philanthropic efforts and willingness to provide free care resulted in the creation of a new charitable organization. So please help me this morning in honoring the Eye Center's Vision Foundation as our 2019 Champions of Healthcare Award winner in the institution program category. We asked Rick Parcells to tell us how the doctors and the staff at Eye Center Vision Foundation help hundreds of our neighbors who can't afford eyeglasses to see clearly. Let's watch the video.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce you all to the Eye Center Vision Foundation. Eye Center, Inc. is a locally owned optometric practice consisting of 6 doctors that has been serving Manatee County for over 50 years. 6 years ago, the group was inspired to start the Vision Foundation after seeing the tremendous need for increased access to eye care in our community. Through the Vision Foundation and with the direction and guidance of the Manatee County school nurses, the Eye Center provides eye care services for any Manatee County student in need. Vouchers given to the students by their school nurse entitle a child to a complete eye examination and a pair of glasses, if deemed necessary by the doctor. When needed, the foundation has also provided the funds to cover referrals to eye care specialists and ocular surgeries for children who needed more than just a pair of glasses to correct their vision problems. Children with undetected vision problems often struggle unnecessarily, academically, athletically, and personally. The Vision Foundation is committed to putting an end to that by removing the financial burden of proper eye care. The Vision Foundation also supports and provides classes to patients at Turning Points in Bradenton. Turning Points is to provide, coordinate, and facilitate services to the homeless and those at risk of becoming homeless in Manatee County. The Vision Foundation has provided several pieces of equipment for the ophthalmic clinic and provides the prescription glasses for these patients. As a member of the Hernando de Soto Historical Society, I have worked closely with the Eye Center Vision Foundation on their annual fundraiser, Beertopia, and I'm so proud of the work that they are doing. To date, they provided over 625 pairs of glasses and over 500 eye exams to those in need within our community. It is inspiring to see local people giving back to their community in such a tangible way, and they have really made a huge impact in our community. Their motto is raising students' IQs, and they are certainly doing that. Congratulations, and thank you to the Eye Center Vision Foundation.
Well, that's an incredible honor. Just being up here a finalist with MCR Health and Blake Medical Center, big hitters, and all these wonderful things that these people do in our community is very humbling, and we're very excited about that. We couldn't do it ourselves without the help of Hernando de Soto Historical Society and Gold Coast Eagle. Our annual fundraiser wouldn't be possible. The Manatee County nurses, they were our inspiration 6 years ago when they came to us and talked to us about the need and some things in this county, and they vet all the children for us. And they really are the people in the trenches and the true champions of healthcare in our situation. I want to thank them for that. Lastly, I want to thank my partners, my fine optometric physicians with me. It's a group effort to see these children and to get them the best care, and we really feel we're making a difference, and we're happy to do it. And if we can just help one kid at a time and raise their IQ, we're happy. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mackey. Our next category is the Allied Health Professional category. This category seeks to recognize all of those professionals whose work is critical to the overall workings of our healthcare system, the PAs, educators, administrators, PTs, OTs, EMTs, mental health, behavioral health, all the other allied health professionals. This too was a difficult decision Our winner this morning was nominated for many reasons: patient advocacy, community partnerships. What we learned was an infectiously positive attitude, and her leadership in creating a peer support initiative. Please help me in congratulating Shawnice Lee with Tidewell Hospice, our 2019 Champions of Healthcare Award winner.
Good morning, friends. I'm Jonathan Fleece, President and CEO of Tidewell Hospice. As a long-standing supporter of this great event, I only wish that I could be there with you all to celebrate in person. It is my honor to congratulate Shawnice Lee, Tidewell's newest champion of healthcare. Shawnice fulfills Tidewell's mission of providing care, comfort, and compassion to our patients and their loved ones day in, day out. And she does so with such a positive attitude, a Shawnice smile, and her standard greeting of, "I'm wonderful, how are you?" Shawnice is truly an inspiration to everyone here at Tidewell. She also has a positive impact on other Manatee County healthcare professionals in her role as a professional relations liaison to more than 50 assisted living facilities across our community. She has become a true advocate for patient and family care and is an invaluable resource to the facilities that she supports every day. But there's so much more to Shawnice's story. She has overcome obstacles to become a leader at Tidewell and in the Manatee County healthcare community. A single mother by age 16, Shawnice started her career as a dietary aide. She quickly obtained her CNA and LPN certifications before joining Tidewell's crisis care team. Since then, she has been twice promoted and now serves as a liaison on the assisted living facility and long-term care North teams. Outside of Tidewell, Shawnice started the Bradenton, Sarasota chapter of Black Nurses Rock and is currently serving as the chapter vice president and social media coordinator. She facilitated a partnership between Black Nurses Rock and We Care Manatee to offer free breast health and wellness services for African American women in Manatee County. Thank you to the great Manatee Chamber of Commerce for presenting the Champions of Healthcare Awards, and a special salute to our champion of healthcare, Shawnice Lee, for all you do to help Tidewell change healthcare for the better, one patient, one family at a time. Way to go, Shawnice. Congratulations from my heart to yours. You did it.
Good morning. It is an honor to be amongst all of the prestigious nominees, finalists, and recipients today. I would like to express sincere thanks to the Manatee Chamber. I owe much of my thanks to God, my family, including my Tidewell Hospice family, and my friends. In the words of Coretta Scott King, the greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. I'm sincerely grateful. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations, Shawnice. I'm wonderful too. Our next category is the nurse category. This is designed to honor a nurse or a nurse practitioner. We've all met them, those amazing individuals who are entrusted to care for us and our loved ones. What distinguishes all of the nominees in this category is the extra work, the extra that they deliver, the compassion that they deliver outside of just their job description. The colleagues of our winner recognize someone who serves all patients with the highest level of care and who has embraced a leadership model that impacts patients and their families, teams at the hospital, and large cohorts within our community. Please help me in congratulating Dr. Candace Smith with Manatee Memorial Hospital, our 2019 Champions of Healthcare Award winner in the nurse category. On our screen to share a little bit about what makes Candace such an incredible influence are Kevin DeLallo and Mark Tierney.
Hey, Mark, this is great news at the hospital.
The hospital? What is it?
It's a big building with sick people, but that's not important right now. We are thrilled that our Chief Nursing Officer, Candace Smith, is being honored as a champion of healthcare in Manatee County. From the moment Candace joined our team, I knew that she would push everyone to a higher level and infuse professionalism and a great culture into our organization.
She's a results-oriented leader who has led Manatee Memorial's nursing department since 2015, from dealing with evacuating the hospital in the face of Hurricane Irma, to leading nursing recruitment efforts, to varied restructuring and expansion projects. Candace works across all departments to build consensus. Her leadership on the opioid task force and our new comprehensive stroke center is particularly noteworthy.
Candace is a take-charge person who, quite simply, gets it done. She has reached the very highest level of excellence within her field. She leads a team focused on quality care and patient experiences while achieving the business goals of our hospital system.
Innovation, collaboration, compassion, transformation. All of these characteristics and many more describe the impact Candace has had at Manatee Memorial and in our community. Her leadership shines whether she is one-on-one with a patient, mentoring her staff, leading a small task force, or addressing a large group of community partners.
So Candace, we know that you're the last person who would seek out this kind of recognition for yourself. Your focus is always on the patient and supporting our team. We are so proud of you. Congratulations on being named a champion of healthcare in Manatee County.
Say goodnight, Kevin.
Good night, Kevin.
This is a very humbling and honor to be up here today and say thank you, Kevin and Mark, who I work with very closely. But as a nurse, our role is to always serve. And I believe that, how many nurses are in the audience today? Would you stand? Please let me congratulate and thank all of you, because as nurses, that's our role, right? We're here to serve, but I am honored and privileged to serve at Manatee Memorial and, most importantly, serve the community of Manatee County. So thank you for this award and have a great day. Thank you.
Our next category is the physician category. Again, the nominations that were submitted here made our jobs very difficult. These nominations listed countless hours of service that these medical professionals give in our community beyond their day jobs. Many stood out for their compassion, their willingness to help patients, and serve our community in ways that go far beyond their regular practices. The judges were only allowed to pick one. We are so pleased to congratulate this morning Dr. Scott Clulow of Manatee Physicians. We asked Randy Curran to share with us on camera a little bit of how Dr. Clulow has given back in addition to his excellent patient care.
It is my great pleasure to introduce to you the 2019 Champions of Healthcare winner for the physician category, Dr. Scott Clulow. Dr. Clulow earned a Bachelor of Science in Nuclear Medicine, completed residency at Long Beach Medical Center, and graduated from the New York College of Osteopathic Medicine. He has lived and practiced medicine in Bradenton for over 17 years and is known in our community for treating the whole patient with a focus on wellness and traditional medicine. He is committed to providing proactive, comprehensive care tailored to each one of his patients. Dr. Clulow lives by Sir William Osler's quote, "A good doctor treats the disease. A great doctor treats the person who has the disease." For him, it's about connecting with the patient. This past spring, Dr. Clulow was named Blake Medical Center's Doctor of the Year. Scott had many nomination ballots submitted from patients and colleagues with consistent comments like, "Great doctor, provides excellent care, very compassionate and caring, exceptional listener, best boss, and outstanding family doctor. Dr. Clulow enjoys teaching and has taught LECOM third and fourth year medical students since 2009 at his practice in Northwest Bradenton. He joined the Family Practice Residency Continuity Clinic in 2013 and became the program director in August of 2018. He also enjoys giving back to our community through volunteer work, which includes serving his second year as chair of the Credentials Committee for Blake Medical Center, where his efforts work to ensure patient safety and quality through a diligent credentialing and privileging process. Providing sports physicals for Boy Scouts and Manatee County High School students. Serving as Boy Scouts Troop 22 Medical Liaison. Actively serving the Manatee Medical Society board member for 14 years, including as president in 2008 and 2013. Volunteering for We Care for over 5 years and serving as a We Care board member for 3 years. Serving on Blake Medical Center's Medical Executive Committee for multiple years and on Pinnacle Medical Group's Board of Directors from 2004 through 2013. He's also a 14-year delegate of the Florida Medical Association. Dr. Clulow has been actively involved with efforts focused on how to attract doctors to the Manatee County medical community and how to retain residents trained locally to stay right here. Thank you, Dr. Clulow, for the many meaningful ways in which you give your time and talents. The care, compassion, and dedication you continue to provide for the well-being of our community make you a true champion of healthcare here in Manatee County. Congratulations on this well-deserved award.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone who is here today. I'm honored that I'm even a finalist and now here on this stage. I'm at kind of a loss of words. I think everyone in Manatee County is a champion of healthcare, and I would just like to thank, of course, my good Lord, my wife and family who support me and when I'm not there helping the community. I would also like to thank the nurses who help us as physicians in our jobs. Without the nurses, I don't think that we could do what we can do. Thank you.
Our next category is the Individual of Merit category. Through this award, we strive to honor an individual who may or may not be a healthcare professional, whose service as a board member or a volunteer, a philanthropist, elected official, community leader, or other kind of government leader, who goes beyond his or her day job to improve and support healthcare in Manatee County. This year's honoree is making an impact in many ways, including helping to shape the pipeline of talent for many types of healthcare-related organizations. Please help me in honoring Doug Wagner with the School District of Manatee County as our 2019 Champions of Healthcare Individual of Merit Award winner. We're going to hear from Dr. Dick Conard about how Doug is impacting our healthcare system from his unique leadership position at Manatee County.
Doug, good morning and congratulations on being named a champion of healthcare. As I was thinking about what I wanted to share today, my thoughts took me back to 2001. That was when you had become the Director of Adult, Career, and Technical Education at the School District of Manatee County. That was when you and I started working together, and when I was Chairman of the Board of Governors of Manatee Technical and the President of the Foundation. Over the years, your leadership has taken our district to new heights, and you have now been promoted to Deputy Superintendent of our entire school district. Manatee Technical College is now ranked #1 in Florida and nationally in many areas of accomplishment. MTC has more than a dozen healthcare, science-related programs, and all of them support the ability of our healthcare industry to recruit and retain the right talent. From CNA and LPN to medical coding and laboratory assisting, to paramedicine and emergency medical technician. Doug has led the efforts to ensure that MTC's offerings meet demand for high-quality healthcare careers while accommodating a variety of student schedules and needs. We've developed one of the finest EMT education systems in the state. Your team helped develop collaborative alliances with over 200 businesses, including healthcare, government, law enforcement, education, and fire. Doug, your accomplishments and contributions, especially in technical education, are legendary. Our school district's HOSHA organization, Future Health Professionals, has an impressive history of students earning medals. MTC is also the winningest school at Skills USA competition at the national level across many different programs. Doug's leadership has helped Manatee schools develop a continuum of technical and career-focused education that helps students as young as elementary age begin to explore future careers. Doug's commitment and community connections have also had a big impact on our broader region's underserved and indigent population. Manatee Technical College has been the host site for the annual Remote Area Medical Initiative, better known as RAM. Manatee County was the first community in the state to embrace the RAM model of delivering millions of dollars in medical, dental, and optical care through the generosity of thousands of volunteers. Most of all, it's wonderful to see you honored today, Doug. You're truly a healthcare champion, and I greatly respect and admire you for your accomplishments and especially your contributions. God bless you.
Good morning. That actually for me was a very hard video to watch. It's very humbling to be standing here today because it truly is, as Dr. Conrad said on the video, it truly is a team effort. There are so many members of our team here in the School District of Manatee County, really starting from our health programs that start in health and early elementary level. Middle school we have health programs, high school, and Manatee Technical College, and we have wonderful teachers who work hard every day, and many people in this room serve on our advisory councils at the schools level as well. We know we are in a crisis in Manatee County and really across the whole nation for healthcare professionals, from CNAs, practical nurses, RNs, and this everybody in the healthcare. So our job is to continue to push forward, to have new and innovative programs, to continue to talk to students to make a difference in healthcare. We need more students going into this field, and I want to thank every single person here in this room for being a champion of healthcare. I want to thank all the educators who are in this room and all the educators in Manatee County. And I also want to thank my family, some of whom who are here today, my wife Carla, and also my employer, the School District of Manatee County. So thank you for this award. It truly is humbling.
To present our next award, I'm asking Lynn Ryan with Florida Blue to join me on stage. Lynn? Lynn, thank you, and thanks to Florida Blue for its leadership level in sponsoring these Champion of Healthcare Awards. And I'll turn the stage over to you.
Thank you. Good morning. It's an honor for Florida Blue to be involved in Manatee Chamber's Champion of Healthcare Awards again this year. For Florida Blue, this is a celebratory year as well. It marks our 75th anniversary for serving all Floridians. As a not-for-profit, we have always been focused on the mission of helping people and communities achieve better health. One way we do that is by understanding that youth are our future, and our involvement and interest in them helps to shape our leaders of tomorrow. So it is especially rewarding to continue to sponsor the Youth Volunteer Award and Scholarship. We have celebrated some amazing youth in the past, and this year is no exception. As you may know, our award format called for us to announce the winner of the Youth Volunteer Award when we announced the finalists in the 7 categories. So you all know that Emma Bitar, a student at Lakewood Ranch High School, is our 2019 Champions of Healthcare Youth Volunteer Award winner. Please help me in congratulating Emma. As she comes up here, I'm going to share a little bit more how amazing Emma is. Emma has accomplished a great deal through hundreds of hours of volunteerism while maintaining a 4.5 GPA with a rigorous AP load. She has served as an attorney in Manatee County's teen court, graduated from the prestigious Junior Leadership Manatee program, and tutored elementary and middle school students, all while holding a part-time job. What distinguishes Emma as such a worthy recipient of this year's Youth Volunteer Awards is her significant leadership within the Healthy Teens Coalition Teens Health Educator Program. She is a vocal advocate at the local, state, and national level on issues impacting teens' health. Also in our community, Emma is the sole student representative on the school district's school-based health center task force, where she was instrumental in gaining support for this important student health services by courageously presenting an impassioned plea to the Manatee County School Board. She recently selected as one of 8 students in the entire nation to serve on the National Youth Advisory Council for the National School-Based Health Alliance. So let's go ahead and watch a video with Mary Ann Legler to share a little bit more about how Emma is a leader among leaders within the Healthy Teens Coalition.
There are certain exceptional people who seem to be born wise old souls, and from a young age, they go about making the world a better place. One such person is 17-year-old Emma Bitar. Emma's passion for educating, mentoring, and supporting her fellow youth so that they can lead their best, healthiest lives, as she states, is legendary not only in Manatee County, but also throughout our state and now nationally. Among other health issues to which Emma dedicates her considerable talents are making sure Manatee County youth don't suffer from stress, anxiety, depression, and substance abuse without getting the critical information and help they need. To that end, she has developed state-of-the-art interactive classes on these topics, which she is tied to Florida educational standards so that they can be taught in schools throughout our state. In addition to providing countless peer health education and mentoring sessions in our community, Emma has also trained her 24 fellow teen health educators to present this important information. When the Florida Department of Education heard about her work, they were so impressed that she is now asked to speak at state conferences. Additionally, when she was only a freshman, Emma began teaching bullying prevention to young children and authored a successful $3,000 grant request. As the lead youth advocate for Healthy Teens Coalition, Emma serves as a poised and vocal advocate about health issues facing youth locally, statewide, and nationally. She recently served as the sole student representative in the entire nation to advocate on the issue of sexually transmitted illnesses in youth with members of the U.S. Congress in Washington, D.C. She is also the only student in the state to serve on the Florida Department of Education's Family Life and Disease Prevention Committee. Emma is humble, unassuming, kind, generous with her time, and exceedingly quick to praise and support others. We are incredibly blessed to have this remarkable young woman making such a positive difference in our community. Congratulations to my dear friend Emma Bitar on being named the Youth Volunteer Award winner. She is a true champion.
All I can say, Emma, is wow, wow. To help Emma achieve her future goals, she will receive a $1,000 scholarship check in addition to her reward.
So as Marianne said, I'm not always the best at accepting praise, so thank you guys for the applaud, and thank you so much for the check and the award. I'm so honored to be chosen for this award. Thank you to the Manatee Chamber for recognizing me. I'd like to thank all the people that have supported me in my endeavors, especially my family. Your love and support mean the absolute world to me. Finally, I'd like to thank Marianne Ludler, the founder of the incredible Healthy Teens program that I've been so honored to be a part of. Being a teen health educator has been one of the most influential things in my life. Hearing the stories of other youth completely changed my perspective, and it opened my eyes to what was really going on in our community, what was going on beyond Lakewood Ranch. It allowed me to recognize and understand the struggles that our youth are facing so that I could try to help and reduce their struggles, whether it was mental health issues or e-cigarette use. I'm so incredibly proud of our community and what we have accomplished so far. Since 2010, the teen birth rates for 15 to 19-year-olds in our county has dropped by 55%. Thank you. And this year, we will begin implementing the first school-based health center for our county at Southeast High School, which will be a primary care center that the kids and the community can access on campus. This is a huge accomplishment, and I am so incredibly excited for it. But there's still a lot of work to be done, and we are in no way finished, and we never will be as new issues arise and others fade. While teen birth rates have lowered, STD rates have climbed. While tobacco rates have lowered, e-cigarette use has skyrocketed. We must continue to actively work against these new challenges. I think it's also important to remember that even as some risky behaviors may decrease over time, we have to continue to support prevention programs for these behaviors because they can easily rise again. For me, kids simply have a right to live their happiest and healthiest lives. A good portion of those struggles that kids may face as they grow up are completely preventable, and it's our job to be proactive instead of reactive, preventative instead of rehabilitative. The only way to do this is to support educational prevention programs like Healthy Teens or strengthen the health education in our schools. If you walk away with anything today, please walk away with this. The youth are our future, and they deserve our utmost attention. To do anything otherwise is a disservice to them, and they deserve the best future that we can possibly give them. I'm so honored to have been a small part in working towards this amazing goal. It truly has been a privilege, and I hope our community continues going in the right direction. Thank you, all of you guys, for the amazing work that you do. Thank you.
Now we are at the final award this morning. And to give this award, I'd like to bring Gerhard Toth back to the podium. Gerhard is with Regions Bank. Regions Bank stepped forward at the very beginning of our planning 7 years ago to support this Champions of Healthcare Awards program. They've been our presenting sponsor. They committed again this year to our top-level sponsorship. And so, Gerhard, thank you and Regions Bank for the outstanding support and for making Champions of Healthcare Awards such a success. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt, and what an inspiring young lady. Congratulations again, Emma. On behalf of Regions Bank, I am so pleased to be here this morning to celebrate so many champions. The Manatee Chamber's Champions of Healthcare Awards help raise the level of awareness of the amazingly positive achievements happening in our healthcare community. Regions Bank is so proud to have been the leading sponsor since the inception of these awards 7 years ago. I applaud all of the nominees, finalists, and winners. I know it was a very difficult task for this year's judges because we have so many people and organizations dedicated to the health and well-being of our community. Regions Bank is a strong advocate of Manatee County's healthcare community. We We have a long presence in Manatee County that dates back to the 1990s, and since then, we have been partnering with local healthcare organizations, educational programs, and societies. We're also very proud of the relationships that we have established with our local healthcare professionals and practices. At Regions Bank, we look forward to many more years of partnership with Manatee County's healthcare community. This morning, I have the privilege of introducing to you the 2019 Champions of Healthcare Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Dr. David Law. Unfortunately, Dr. Law has a very important long-standing commitment that does not allow him to be with us this morning. He asked me to share his deep gratitude to everyone and the nominees for the critical work you do in our community, and his apologies for not being here in person. In order for us to hear from Dr. Law, METV invited us to spend a little time in the studio. Thank you, Charles and team. My goal was for all of us to be inspired by the generous, selfless example Dr. Law sets. It wasn't easy to get him to talk about himself, as Dr. Law is an incredibly humble servant leader. But I can tell you, it was a conversation I will not forget. Let's see the video. Good morning and welcome. I'm here with Dr. David Law. He is this year's Lifetime Achievement Award winner, and we are delighted to have him here and have a conversation about his great achievements in Manatee County. Congratulations, Dr. Law, for your award.
Thank you, Gerhard. I appreciate that, and it's quite an honor to receive an award from our Chamber of Commerce.
Now, Dr. Law, you've had a wonderful career in healthcare that spans almost 40 years as a pulmonologist. Walk us through your journey. What got you involved in healthcare?
I became interested in being a doctor probably when I was in high school. We didn't have anyone in our family who was in medicine, but I became interested in the biology and the science. Later, through college, I did work in a laboratory, and these were doctors who were doing basic research, cancer research. And at that time, I was sure that I was going to go on and get my medical degree and then stay in research. But as I went through training and went through the clinical aspects of medical training at the University of Alabama in Birmingham, I was drawn into the clinical aspect and taking care of patients. And so I went ahead and did fellowship there in pulmonary and critical care medicine, and then received an offer to come here and join Dr. Scoggins and Fasoli in their practice. Later, when Turning Points approached me about seeing patients in our office as a private practitioner, they needed referral sources, and I agreed to see them. That's how I became involved. And then after my retirement, I've just been dedicating a day a week to doing a clinic, and I'm proud to say that several other physicians in our community have done the same thing. So we have some of the old retired guys now who are doing clinic work, Dr. Day, Dr. Thomas, Dr. Braxton. So we're, it's a way of paying back to the community, staying involved in medicine. I really enjoy LECOM students that we have, the fourth-year students, and we had medical residents at one time that were great. So it's a real privilege, and I'll have to tell you, it's fun. You know, I enjoy it.
One key element that I like to ask you about is about Turning Points. Great local organization. Some of us may not know about the great services that they offer. Could you expand on that, Dr. Law?
Sure. Turning Points is also known as the one-stop center. As you know, Bill Galvano started this years ago, so his name appears on the top, and then we have One Stop and Turning Points, and there's a little confusion sometimes in the community as to what's our real name. We do say Turning Points. And on one side, there's the help for those who need it. On what I call the social side, we have social workers who help people. There's rental assistance for those who are losing their apartments or houses. There's, for those who are homeless, there's showers and a barber, and there's, you can receive email on computers there, and there's clothing bank. So we can take care not only of their daily needs, their food, their sister organization, Daily Bread, but we can also help them in long-term planning, job assistance, and finding a place to live. There's a VA component of this, where if the veteran, for example, is homeless or losing their house, there's help available. On the medical side, we have both a medical and a dental clinic. And on the medical side, what we're aiming at, our goal is primarily to prevent people from having to use the emergency room as their primary doctor. That's a very expensive process for society, particularly our county, who has to foot the bill for that, in our hospitals. So we provide help in many of the primary areas. You know, when I did intensive care medicine, we saw a number of people who, if we had proper preventative care beforehand, would not have ended up in the ICU with a stroke or a heart attack or a devastating pneumonia. There are just so many examples, but we treat a lot of diabetics, hypertensives, people with underlying lung disease, and many of the other ailments that of course they walk in with, which can be aches and pains or scrapes or burns or injuries that they suffered sometimes on the streets. We're not an emergency room, so to speak. If they need real emergency care, we have to send them to the emergency room. If they're having an acute heart attack when they walk in, we have to send them to the ER. But we can help them long-term prevent using the emergency room for more minor issues, and to help hopefully prevent minor issues from turning into major issues down the road that would require hospitalization. So that's the gist of what we're trying to do there medically.
Your commitment to the new generation of healthcare professionals is very visible. Talk to us a little bit about the work that you're doing with LECOM.
Well, I've been impressed with the LECOM students. First of all, they're well educated. They have a good foundation. They get, I think, a great clinical experience when they come to Turning Points, where we have a general medicine clinic, and then I've sort of attracted pulmonary patients and patients who with sleep medicine. That was one of my specialties in addition to pulmonary. So we're able to talk to them about those specialty areas, as well as give them a good broad general experience of a medical clinic. But what I tell them is that this is a great community, and it's a great place to practice, and there's a lot of opportunity here, and certainly, especially in the geriatric area, it is a growing community.
Who would you like to thank, Dr. Law, for
Well,
where you are today?
Obviously, the Turning Points, I was nominated through Turning Points, and I would like to thank them for recognizing me. I don't feel like I have done as much as many people in this community to deserve a Lifetime Achievement Award, but I would like to thank them for that, the honor, and the Chamber for considering me in that way. I realize that this honor comes about through recognition of what a good organization Turning Points is for our community, and I hope everybody who's listening to this will take the time to learn about what Turning Points does and how they can help, because we're a huge volunteer organization. I'd like to thank the people who got me started in medicine. There are many of them, and many of them are gone now, but they're remembered and appreciated. And of course, I would like to thank my wife. I can't leave that one out, because she's been there and been behind me in all of this.
Dr. Law, you've had a remarkable career remarkable impact in the community. Congratulations once again for winning the Lifetime Achievement Award. You are a true champion of healthcare.
Thank you, Gerhard. Thank you.
Great video. I am looking like my father, my goodness. To accept the Lifetime Achievement Award on Dr. Law's behalf is Adele Eroser, Executive Director of Turning Points.
I think I didn't even ask Dr. Law, but that was a great PR video, I think. But on his behalf, I'd like to accept this award. We are so humbled to have him with us. He does such a fantastic job. He's been with us for a long time. Even before he retired, being able to work with people in the community and get that cooperation and that partnership. And it really is all about partnerships. We have so many partners in this room, but the need is great. The opportunities are many. If you're interested in learning more about what we can do to partner together, please get a hold of me. And thank you on his behalf.
Thank you, Gerhard. Thank you, Adele. Boy, it is really humbling. You know, Emma, you know, I was in the band, you know, in high school. So it's really great to see all the great things that the people in our community are doing. What a great celebration. I will leave here humbled by the knowledge that we live in a community where people, businesses, and institutions work tirelessly for the good of all. Manatee County is a place where people are empowered to make a difference in healthcare. Is there anything more important than the quality of life here in the community than the health of our family and our neighbors? I don't think so. Thanks once again to our sponsors. I hope you'll take the time to patronize their businesses and let them know that you appreciate their generosity in supporting the Chamber's Champions of Healthcare Awards. For all the nominees and the finalists, we have a beautiful certificate for you to take with you this morning, and you should display it proudly for all your efforts to improve the health of our community. We'd like very much if all the finalists and the winners would please come to the stage right after we adjourn. We'd like to take some group photos. So that's all the finalists, not just the winners, finalists and winners. Please come up for some pictures. A huge thank you to the Chamber staff. You see them around the room here. They do a fantastic job in putting together events like this. Thank you, Jackie. This is wonderful. And finally, thank you. Thanks for attending. We appreciate your support. We look forward to seeing you at next year's Champions of Healthcare Awards. We are adjourned. Thank you.